what's up you guys, this is Rob from Guy Plays, and today in a flash, we're going to take a quick look at the Hallowed Nightmares event, as well as all of the new mods and the Day of the Dead skins that hit the market. Now, before we begin, if you haven't already, be sure to stop over to warframe.com/Halloween and experience that. Jumping on in, we begin with the Hallowed Nightmares Tactical Alert. It's basically the same as last year's. You enter a dark, grainy version of Earth where you're unarmed, demodded, and unable to access your powers. You pick up power cells to unlock the door, then head down to quote-unquote fight the infested pumpkin knot by dragging him through pumpkin pillars that explode into flame patches. The first level has you at 100 shields and HP, the second has you at 50, and the time attack mode adds in a timer that ticks down your score the longer the mission drags on. Note that the final mode does require you to get all of your points in one mission, so make sure that you and your team are coordinated. Also, Valkyrie is an awesome choice as it does seem that she retains her armor value through it all. Don't be like me and bring a Loki because you are too lazy to swap over. Once you're done, you should have an Orkan Catalyst, the Day of the Dead Sigil, and an Orkan Reactor. Next up, we've got 3 new mods added into the Nightmare Missions pool, as well as a few tweaks to the way they function. Nightmare Missions now appear on every planet in the star chart. They have fixed mission modifiers which can be observed through the tooltip and are cleared for 8 hours once they are completed. Nightmare Missions are now tiered by planetary difficulty, segregating the types of mods you can potentially get as drops. I'll leave that information in the description box below. Now, the 3 new Nightmare mods that have been added into the mix are as follows. Chilling Reload can be found on the easy nodes, giving your shotgun 60% ice damage and 40% reload speed. Drifting Contact can be found on medium nodes, increasing your combo counter duration by 10 seconds and your status chance by 40%. And yes, for those of you wondering, this totally stacks with body count. Last and kinda sorta least is Streamlined Form, an Excellus mod that can be found in the hard nodes. This one provides you a 60% holster rate as well as increasing slide by 15% and reducing friction by 15%. And now for what all my fashion framers have been waiting for. For a limited time, we get dead. So if you haven't already picked them up, search up the Dull Hand Mask and the Halloween Palette as they are temporarily available on the market for a single credit. Just be aware that the Dull Hand Mask does go away with the end of the holiday, but you do get to keep the Halloween Palette forever and ever, and that is where you find my favorite red energy, so make sure you pick it up. Now, we got 3 new bundles this year in addition to gaining access to the previous batches. The Day of the Dead Weapon Skin Pack 4, which runs for 180 Platinum, includes 12 weapon skins. The Day of the Dead Threads 2, which comes with 2 scarves for 80 Platinum, and the Day of the Dead Porta Armor Pack, which costs 100 Plat. If you search up the term Day of the Dead or just look through your inventory, you can purchase each item individually. Weapon skins cost about 20 Plat per, and the rest of the accessories range from 45 to 90 Plat. So as you all know, I am not the biggest fan of the Day of the Dead stuff. I believe that last year's description of them was something along the lines of the kind of decor you would find at Target, which isn't necessarily a bad thing or an insult, as I know a lot of people that love that aesthetic. However, I really don't have a head for Halloween myself, but far be it for me to shit on your parade. Now, in last year's video, I did a neon theme with blues and greens, however, this year I thought I'd do a bit of an antique rose for you. Now, while I'm not jumping for joy for these packages, I do have a couple favorites from this batch. The Spira is a must-buy. This one looks insane with the new energy colors, and the Silva and Aegis is a must-see. This one is a love it or hate it. I still can't decide which side of the fence I'm on. And for those of you wondering, no, the skull can't be colored, which definitely hurts my soul. Moving on to the Cyandanas, we have Halloween versions of the Abraxas and the Chioptera. Honestly, neither are my favorite, however the Abraxas does take colors quite well, and the design suits it nicely. As for the Porta Armor set, it is a bit bare bones. I'm a tad peeved that the base armor and the metallic are all tied together on a single shade. However, if you mix the chest piece with the Day of the Dead sigil, it does look quite spoopy. Alrighty, if this sounds a little out of place, that's because it's actually an addendum. I completely forgot to remind you about the fact that the neighbor's shoulder pieces are back as well for 50 Plat. This one always tends to fly under the radar, as it's never really promoted as much as the Day of the Dead skins. A lot of people love this one, and I used to use it a ton too. So don't forget to pick this up because it's also only available for a limited time. And that about does it for this update. Be sure to check out those skins and grab that Halloween palette as they are only available till the 10th of November. That aside, have fun with the event and get yourself a copy of Drifting Contact, as you will definitely be seeing it in a few of my builds. So thank you all for watching this episode. Jeebus, I feel like there are so many things happening right now, it's kind of insane. Let me know how you're enjoying the event and if you're a Halloween kind of person. And if you are, give me some tips to help me love Halloween as much as you do, because I just can't get into it. Regardless, if you haven't already, this is your last chance to leave a question on my 50k Q&A video, because I'll be recording that and getting it out to y'all soon. That aside, take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed being flashed. here at A Gay Guy Plays.